Hey there, Lisa here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you'll join me in my love of crafting and DIYs and hit that subscribe button. For today's video, I have 3 lemon decor projects that we are going to do. This is part of a collaboration, and I will tell you all about that in a bit. For this first project, we're going to make a Stay Gnome sign. Supplies you will need for this is I got this chalkboard house at Target, paint, antique wax, a mini round. This was part of a kid's toy puzzle from the Dollar Tree. Fake foliage, vinyl lettering, stencil, hot glue gun, paintbrushes, painter's tape, baby wipes, paper towels, and a razor knife. So like I mentioned, I got this at Target and it was in the $3 section, but was 50% off. So I got it for $1.50. I figured that was a screaming deal. It's a nice, thick, heavy sign. So the first thing I did was do painter's tape all the way around the chalkboard section in the middle. And then also went around the wood part in the front. And then I trimmed it up with the razor blade. And then I took white paint and I painted both the outer and inner section of the house. And I apologize, I kept going off screen, but I think that you can get the idea here. So basically I did paint it white. I painted both the outer edge and the inner edge white. And then I did 2 coats of yellow over just the outer edge. And here it is, the moment of truth. I had quite a few smudge marks, but I peeled it off when the paint was still wet. So then I just took a baby wipe and wiped off the paint. There was a couple spots that had started to dry, so I had to scrub it just a little bit. And then I repeated the same process on the inside of the house. And this one wasn't quite as easy to wipe up the excess paint just because it sort of wanted to become part of the chalkboard. Okay, then I take and I sand the edges and then I apply antique wax. I just wanted it to sort of flow better together. I thought my crisp lines were maybe just a little bit too stark. So that's why I did the antique wax. And then I took a stencil. Like I said, I'm practicing my stenciling. And I cut it down so that I could get it on the house. And I apologize that the angle of this is a little bit hard for you guys to see. But basically, I am applying it on the inside ledge of the house. And I'm just going to do it on one side. And then I take a piece of painter's tape because it wasn't quite long enough. And I'm like the messiest painter. And then I am practicing my stenciling because I am doing a challenge the first part of June, the Stencil Up Challenge, and I am not great at stenciling. Anyways, this paintbrush had been broke, and so it actually worked. Just use the tip of it, and so I stenciled it on with a pouncing motion vertically, and it turned out pretty decent. Then I took and created this on my Cricut, and I cut it out. And then I applied transfer tape to the top. Now I am using the Dollar Tree vinyl and the Cricut transfer tape. And like I said, my machine is new. I got it with Christmas money, and I am just sort of learning and trying different things. It took this Dollar Tree vinyl beautifully off of the thing. The Cricut transfer paper did. However, I believe in my opinion, granted, I'm kind of a rookie, that the Cricut transfer paper is just a little bit too sticky for this Dollar Tree vinyl because I had a heck of a time getting this off of here. And it'd start to lay back down, and it would pick them up again. And oh my goodness, you guys, this took me 20 minutes. It took me 20 minutes. I was like, why didn't I just paint this on? So anyways, I'm going to have to try a different transfer tape with the Dollar Tree vinyl because this made my head hurt. But I finally get it done. And then I took this little piece. It was from a little kid's puzzle from the Dollar Tree that we had lost a bunch of pieces for. So I just decided to keep the shapes for crafts. And it was already yellow. So I just grabbed some white paint and painted it like a lemon slice. And this is fun. I actually did another lemon video this year. I will link that in the description box as well. I did some tiered tray decor, and I did lemon slices like this, and it turns out I really like painting citrus fruit. Then once everything had dried, I took the lemon slice that I had cut and I added a couple of fake lemon leaves with the hot glue gun, and then I glued it to the house. This video is part of a collaboration that is hosted by Brenda at Monter's Market. If you have not checked her out yet, her link will be in the description box. Also in the description box will be the playlist full of other creators who are also doing this challenge. So it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Just go down to my description box, hit the playlist link, kick back with some lemonade, and watch all the lemon decor. For this project, we're going to make a little mini sack. You will need a cinch sack, or you can make your own, a stencil and paint, and a squeegee, or a stencil and stencil brush, or you could cut a vinyl decal, or whatever you want. So I bought these little bags at Target, and the set of 3 was $3, so $1 a bag. And I just thought it would be so cute with little lemons in it. So I have been part of the Chalk Couture monthly program for several months now. You can see by all of the paints I had there. And just like my Cricut, I was a little bit intimidated, and so I had not tried it yet. So here we go. So they say that you need to fuzz the stencil first. So with a cloth, I hope that this is a sufficient cloth. So that's what I was doing there. And then you place it where you want it on your project. And of course, it takes me forever to get it exactly where I want it, and then stick it down. And then you take your paste, and this is thicker. I mean, it's like a paste and less like a runnier paint. And you apply it with a squeegee. I wasn't sure how much you should put on. Like I said, this is my very, very first time trying these. So I'm winging it. But I was just applying a little bit to the squeegee, and then I would put it on the stencil. And I took my time, and then at the very end, I did one last scrape, make sure I didn't have like chunks or anything on there. And then I peeled it up. And I gotta tell you, I was amazed. I am not a good stenciler, and this turned out really, really very well. And it was crazy easy. For this last project, we're gonna make a little mini sign. So for this, you will need a football sign. I got these from the Dollar Tree, paint, antique wax, some fake foliage, vinyl lettering, or you can use stencils, hot glue gun, paintbrushes, painter's tape, sandpaper, and hole filler I also used. It's like I mentioned, I picked these up at the Dollar Tree during fall, and I just took the staples out, probably shouldn't do it with scissors like I did, and filled the holes with some nail filler, and then I sanded the edges because they were pretty rough, and then sanded over the hole filler to make it smooth. And then I gave it 2 coats of white paint, front, back, and sides. And then I followed that with 2 coats of yellow paint. And then I created this on my new Cricut. Sorry, it's still new. It's going to be new forever. I mean, it's like, thank you, Christmas money. I feel very, very blessed to have that. So then I worked forever and finally got my stencil on there, and then I added painter's tape around it. Now I used the Dollar Tree vinyl, and these little teeny cuts were really hard, so my letters don't have middles. But I'm thinking, oh, that's not going to be a problem. I'll just go back and paint them in. Yeah, not as easy as I thought. Maybe it would have been with a paint marker, but that is not what I do. So anyways, I am doing a stencil challenge the first part of June, and I am not good at stenciling. So you'll notice I stencil in all 3 of these projects. I'm just sort of trying out different things, see what works for me, see what's better. So I did the pouncing motion with a brush, and then I peeled it off, and it wasn't too bad. Aside from the fact that it didn't have middles, which I then go back and try and do with a brush, and my brush wasn't small. Anyways, long story short, it didn't look that great. So here's how it looked. So this is my fix for if you screw up your stenciling job. Sand it down and age it, antique it, make it look old. So that is what I did. And I may have gotten a little carried away, Sandy. And then I took some antique wax and went over it just to add to that super antique to weathered look. You guys will have to let me know. Do you think I ruined it? Do you think I should have just redone the stenciling? Or do you like the very worn, tattered look of this? And then I took a couple fake lemon leaves and I hot glued them to the end. But first I trimmed off a piece of a flower to try to give it that end piece before the leaves. So, oh yeah. And then I glued a tumbling block to the back so that it could stand up. But I wanted it kind of at a slant. So it took me a while, but I did get it that way. And then, you know, if I was going to be gifting this or something, I would have put some paper or something over the back to hide the football. We've come to the end of our projects. It's time for the reveal. So here they are. The bag, and then the Zest sign, and then the "If life gives you lemons, stay gnome." Do you have a favorite? I'd love to hear in the comments which is your favorite. And then here it is with all of the other lemon tiered tray decor I did as well. Thanks so much for stopping by today and watching my video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and drop a comment. And if you want to see more from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget about the playlist in my description box. Have a wonderful day.